Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have a very, very, very special guest. Bobby Miller, one of the best pitchers in all minor league baseball. Major League Baseball as well, joins Dodgers Daily. So Bobby, thank you so much. Okay, man, so first question here. This year you've had some really great outings. You've had some other outings that weren't as perfect. So just kind of take us through overall how you feel like your season's gone to this point.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, especially from the get-go at the start of the season. Just those things are going to happen. But as of recent, I've been feeling a lot more like myself. Like mentally very well. Confidence level is very high right now, so that's something I feel really good about.
Talk about what it takes for you to get through those moments so you can rebound and have a good outing.
Yeah, looking back at the last one, physically felt great. Velocity's been slowly ticking up as the outing goes on, which is a good sign for me, instead of it going down as the game goes on. But first inning, I added a new pitch recently, which was a cutter. Might have just leaned on that a little bit too much, I would say. Kind of overused that a little bit, which kind of caused me to get in some bad habits of pull yanking the fastball, pull yanking the cutter, yanking the curveball, slider, or whatever that may be. I think you just kind of got to lean on your strengths at the start of the game and get your throw dialed into a good spot. And once I did that, I started cruising after that.
So cut off right around somewhere around 80 right now. I know that's why you had to come out of your last outing. So can you take us through the IL stint, why you're on the IL, and the eventual ramp up as we move forward?
Yeah, it's coming off a really good outing, and then next day just had a little hiccup with the back. It was nothing major, but we're just being cautious with it. If I could have went out there and pitched if I had to, but I always got to play it safe in this game, especially where the season's at right now. But after that little IL stint, which was very small, I feel like I came back right where I left off, which was that previous outing right before the IL stint. So I feel really confident about physically where I'm at right now. I feel great.
Yeah, it has to feel really good for you to actually get ramped up at the normal time this year, get your full season to work through all the ebbs and flows. That has to be cool for you too, right?
Yeah, 100%. I just hope to keep ramping up and keep the pitch count up and have some consistency going super late into games almost every time I'm out there and with a high pitch count.
So I don't think it was last outing, but it was the outing before, 2 outings ago, you were in a piggyback role. And I believe you threw 4 innings, something that day. So the piggyback role is kind of a hybrid between a reliever and a starter. So do you see yourself in a position of versatility as far as your role moving forward, or how do you view that?
Yeah, that was my first time doing that this year. Me and another starter, Sheehan, we kind of just fell on the same day. So one of us had to piggyback, and I'm more than capable and happy of doing that, which I know he's very successful at that as well. But if I have to play that role, so be it. If I have to go out there for one inning in the bullpen, so be it. I'll take that role. Whatever role I have to fill to help the team win is really the main goal.
So from a mentality perspective, you are so competitive. It's almost like a football type competitiveness. So how do you rein that into a baseball setting?
It's something I've been working on my whole career. The competitiveness can either help you or hurt you, which it's done both to me. And just kind of trying to tone that in, settle down at times when I have to settle down, even when it's happy, hyped up, showing a lot of good emotion out there. Sometimes I have to calm yourself down a little bit, but it's a good thing for confidence at the same time. As of recently, I've had a lot of confidence going into games, not having self-doubt before my recent games this past month or so. So I think that's something that's really helped me recently. Before that, I had some self-doubt in myself before outings. How is this outing going to go? If I don't have a good game today, it's just I'm not gonna get called back up to the big leagues and stuff like that, and it's just really a poor attitude to have in baseball. At the end of the day, nobody cares if you're doing bad. So, you just gotta eliminate the self-doubt, self-talk, and just have the confidence level through the roof before you go into the game and just have the mentality just to help the team win that day, which is the best one to have.
So you mentioned you added a cutter. Can you kind of take us through why you added that, how you're going to incorporate it into your mix, and what it's going to do for you?
Yeah, just the 3 fastball mix, 4-seam cutter, 2-seam to both hitters. Just kind of keep them off the 4-seam a little bit, where that pitch has shown a little bit of inconsistencies in movement. The 2-seam has always been a really important pitch for me. It's not really going to sink at all times, but it's going to be different than my 4-seamer. It'll get in on your hands or get away from a lefty just to miss a barrel. I think you always need an off-barrel pitch,
yes.
Something that's not always going to be a swing and miss pitch, but something just to get in on their hands or at the end of the barrel, end of the bat. When you're not trying to go for swing and miss, go for some weak contact and have some efficiency out there, and that's what the goal is, to keep me more efficient out there, which I've struggled with at times, and that's the most important trait as a starter to have, is efficiency.
So 4-seam, 2-seam cutter, the 3 mix there. And you have the fastball, or excuse me, the curveball and the slider, correct? Is that your mix right now?
Yeah, and changeup as well.
Changeup, yeah. So 6-pitch mix, 3, if you the 3 at the front, however you want to classify that. But I say that to say, how do you take that big old mix and then get that pared down to where you can actually be good at one single thing that you can hang your hat on?
Yeah, there's always going to be a few pitches that aren't your highest strengths, and most of the time you're going to kind of lean on your strengths to get your throw locked into a good place. Those like the 5th, 6th best pitch for me is not a goal for me to go and do and overuse at the beginning of the game. It's just going to get me in a bad spot. Not doing the stuff that gets your throw into a good place. There's some other pitches that you'll have that you're not going to use maybe the first couple innings of the game, but like 2nd, 3rd time through the order, just to show them something different, to get them off your best stuff and make them think about multiple pitches instead of having them eliminate whether it's 3 pitches.
So how do you determine each and every? I know earlier in the year you were throwing your sinker a little bit more, a couple more outings ago. Last couple of outings it's been 4-seam a little bit more. How do you determine which fastball you focus on the most?
Whatever's feeling the best that day,
okay.
And not really trying to focus on reds and greens, whatever that may be for the hitter, and just whatever's feeling great, whatever you're confident in that day. And I think that's the most important thing with the pitch you're throwing. Like, no matter what his reds and green spots are, you're 100% confident in what you're going to throw. More times than not, you're going to execute it. So really just leaning on what's feeling really good that day.
Is that a bullpen thing where you figure that out, what feels good that day, or is that like a first inning thing?
At any time,
yeah,
really. It could be at any time, but lately the 4-seam has been feeling a lot better. I'm still mixing in the 2-seam, but sometimes they've blended here and there, so just trying to get that separation with the 4-2 and the cutter. Okay,
last question here. I asked this of everybody I talked to. You called up tomorrow, you've been there, you know what it looks like. What things do you think you're doing well enough right now to be consistent at the major league level with LA? What things do you think you need to work on the most?
The things I'm doing well on right now is my strengths. There's which lately it's been like fastball, 2-seam, curveball, cutter. I've always thought like my changeup was my biggest strength when I'm at my best. So that's something that I'm really trying to get back right now. I think that's something I'm really trying to get back right now, and it'll give the hitters a lot different look, because that pitch is probably the one that looks like the most of a fastball out of my hand, out of any of my off speeds. So, but back to what I've been doing my best right now is just having confidence in every single pitch that I'm throwing. And if you don't have that at the major league level, you're not going to succeed whatsoever. You're gonna show them what's coming. They're gonna see it. You're gonna slow down. But I think it's really just the mental toughness that I've been having this last month that I think can help me succeed a lot more at the major league level, which I wasn't having before.
Bobby Miller, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.